name. As a boy he always knew a sailor he would be, so he studied the law of the sea. Captain of his crew, a brave, ambitious man, determined to explore, he discovered a new land. The sun and sky and his heart would be his guide, a man of valor and pride. The king and queen, their blessings he obtained to carry the flag of Spain. Through tempest and rain, a strong, courageous man, determined to explore, he discovered a new land. With sails raised high, he searched the great unknown, his quest for adventure dispelling any fear. A sure, courageous man, Columbus it was he, who sailed to new horizons across the great blue sea.
Portugal has been at war with Spain for several years now. But our kingdom is weary of war. It's time to make peace again.
The king is right. The war must make peace.
Your Majesty, may I say something? As your Minister of Defense, I urge you to continue the war for the honor of Portugal.
How can he speak of honor when lives are being lost, when the nation's wealth is being squandered on this futile struggle?
But sire, the war is not futile. Our Mediterranean trade routes are at stake. That's better. Father, we must make peace, even if it means losing some trade on the Mediterranean.
The prince is right. If war goes on much longer, Portugal will suffer.
Lose some of our trade routes? He's mad.
As Minister of Finance, I disagree strongly with what Prince John has said. Our nation depends on its Mediterranean trade routes. To lose even one of them would impoverish Portugal.
It's true that until now, those trade routes have always been our lifeblood.
Well then...
Excuse me, I haven't finished.
Sorry.
Portugal is a trading nation. Our economy relies on our free exchange of goods with the Far East. And as everyone here knows, for many centuries, our cargo vessels have carried those goods on the Mediterranean. But now, the sea routes we've used for so long are threatened, not only by the Spaniards, but also by our ancient enemies, the Moors. If the Moors decide to act against us, they can cut off the overland connections that link the Mediterranean to distant Asia. That's why we must find a new trade route.
But the effort to find such a route is bound to be very costly.
Yes, it is. But the cost will certainly be less than continuing our struggle with Spain. And if we do find a new trade route, the benefits will be tremendous. The wealth of the Orient is legendary. If our ships can find a route that brings them directly to the coast of Asia, then they can sail inland on the great river that flows through Cathay. And then, at last, our merchants will have undisturbed access to the fabulous cities of the Far East, in whose precincts are found ornate pagodas of unimaginable beauty, filled with gold, silk, and spices.
It's the truth. I wasn't there, of course, but all of Lisbon has heard about it. Prince John really spoke of finding a new trade route to Asia.
Even if it's true, it's a bad idea.
I disagree with you. I think it's high time someone found a direct, secure sea route to the Orient. Huh?
Finding such a route would be very risky.
True, but the potential reward makes the risk worth taking. And what is that reward? The wealth of Asia. Imagine, Portuguese traders might even reach the fabled island nation of Chipangu.
Chipangu? Oh, please. That's the land Marco Polo wrote of in his silly book.
Right. He mentioned Chipangu in his description of the world. But it's not a silly book, I can assure you. It's a valuable text full of information. According to it, Asia has an extensive coast, which means it can be reached by ship.
In other words, there's no need for an overland connection.
That's right. Our ships can sail there directly. That is, if they can navigate the uncharted waters that lie between Europe and Asia, and I'm convinced they can.
I admire your enthusiasm, Senor Columbus. But I'm afraid your ideas are unrealistic. Sailing around Africa to reach Asia would be very difficult.
Difficult? It would be impossible. Africa's simply too big.
But, sirs, I propose reaching Asia by sailing westward across the ocean.
What's that?
The idea makes sense.
Yes, it makes good sense indeed. But I have a better suggestion. Why not sprout wings and fly to Asia?
You're wrong to mock me, Captain Marco. I've researched the matter thoroughly. Don't let ignorance blind you to a good idea.
Calling us ignorant, are you? I used to think you were a respectful young sailor, Columbus. But now, I know better.
Wait, I asked you here because you're experienced captains. Won't you do me the courtesy of hearing me out?
There's no need. We've heard enough of this madness.
Don't go. Please let me finish.
Good day, Senor Columbus.
I tell you, Bartholomew, it was very discouraging. Those 3 captains were among the best and most experienced in all of Portugal. And yet they didn't even want to hear about my idea.
You can't expect to convince everybody right away. Give them time.
Good morning.
Morning. Are you looking for a chart?
No, actually, it's Christopher Columbus I'm looking for.
At your servant.
Senor Columbus, I learned who you were from the owner of the tavern where I saw you.
Huh? You were there yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I know it may have been somewhat rude of me, but I listened in while you were explaining your ideas about Asia to those 3 men. And from my observations of the 3 gentlemen in question, I'd say they were not impressed by your notions. But I was intrigued, and I came here hoping to hear more.
Well now, I'd be happy to tell you more, Senor,
I am Luis de Torres.
Ah. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. A real pleasure. After all my research, I'm convinced that it would be easier to reach Asia by sailing west than by going all the way around Africa. Perhaps I can find us a larger map. Excuse me for a moment.
Christopher, are you sure it's wise to tell him everything you know?
Certainly. Why not?
Because we don't really know who he is, or why he's so interested in your ideas about Asia.
Excuse me, but how will you prove your theory about a westward ocean route to the lands of the Orient?
Well, frankly, I haven't given much thought to the matter. But as a Genoese sailor, I'd be ready to make the trip myself.
You're saying too much.
Huh?
You are Genoese? How very fortunate, because I happen to have connections in that city. With your permission, I'd like to contact those connections and try to raise money for a westward voyage of exploration. It would be under your command, of course.
Why, that would be wonderful!
No, wait!
I think your brother has his doubts about me. That is reasonable. I'm a stranger to you. But if Bartholomew would be good enough to fetch me a pen and a piece of paper, I'll write you a letter of reference that should prove my good faith.
Well, do you mind, Bartholomew?
I hope I haven't insulted your brother with my modest request.
No, he's not insulted, but he is suspicious. You must understand that we're foreigners in Lisbon. He worries that someone might take advantage of us.
I do understand. A foreigner's life is hard. Ah, thank you.
With a direct sea link to the Orient, we could bring benefits to everyone. Prices would fall, quality would rise, the selection of goods would increase. And we would learn more about Oriental culture.
All those blessings.
Yes, and they lie waiting for any country with the courage to sail west.
Stop, please! They stole my bread!
Huh?
Wait till I catch those little brats!
Let's make sure he doesn't. I'm terribly sorry.
How clumsy of me.
Oh, they're gonna get away!
Huh? Looks like they already have. But here, let me pay for the bread.
Well, that's mighty generous of you, sir. On the other hand, it's the least you can do. If it hadn't been for you, I'd have caught those two.
Well, Senor, now I know you have a good heart.
You know, your theory could be wrong.
Yes, and all I want is a chance to sail west and find out.
I see. No man has ventured into the far reaches of the ocean, Columbus. great danger may lie there. Are you ready to face that danger?
Yes, I am. My whole life has been a preparation for one voyage, the voyage westward.
I believe you, Columbus, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. I'll arrange for us to travel to Genoa, where we'll try to raise financing for this voyage.
Senor de Torres, my friend, I thank you.
Christopher, good news.
Huh?
I took that reference letter from Torres to the most influential shipping agent in Lisbon. He read the letter and hired you to command a ship sailing for Madeira in 2 days.
Madeira?
Then you'll be able to sail straight on to Genoa.
Right. And now, I have to hurry and tell Felipa what's happened. I'll be gone for several months, Felipa, but when I return, I hope you'll still want to marry me.
To be your obedient little wife?
No, to be my equal partner, sharing in every decision. Huh?
Did someone mention the sacrament of marriage?
Yes, we're engaged, Father.
Wonderful. God bless you both. Ah, the joys of youth.
Huh?
Safe voyage, Christopher!
Keep that mainsail trim!
Aye, aye, sir!
All right now. Bosun, it's time to log the ship's speed.
Aye, aye, sir! We're making good time, sir! Clear sailing as far as the eye can see, sir!
Thank you, look out! Bosun, what are the winds like on these waters?
Oh, they blow fine and steady out here, sir. Far as I know, the ocean winds blow towards the west during all 4 seasons of the year.
Thank you, Bosun. All 4 seasons. A steady westward wind should make it easier to cross the ocean. The question is, how far west would a vessel have to sail before it made landfall?
Captain Columbus!
Yes, look out!
Madeira lies dead ahead!
Look lively, men. We're taking on 16 tons of sugar.
The ocean? Senor Suarez can tell you about it.
This is the westernmost part of Madeira. Out there lies nothing but uncharted water.
This drifted here from the west, from the land beyond the ocean. This proves that my theory is right. That plant came from the west. So if I sail west, I'll reach the land it came from.
Tommaso, old friend. I've come to discuss a matter of great significance.
Come in.
Captain says if things go smoothly, we'll be in Lisbon in a month.
Huh? Genoa, dead ahead! We're in sight of the harbor, Captain!
At long last, I'm in Genoa to fulfill my dream.
Columbus!
And that is why we have assembled you, the most prominent merchants of Genoa, to raise financing for this ocean voyage. If the expedition succeeds, you will have a new and secure trade route to the Orient.
And if it fails, what then?
I'll tell you what then. We'll lose our entire investment.
That's not a very attractive proposition.
As I said before, there is an element of risk to the project.
An element? Is that all you can say? You'll have to be more precise.
Gladly. The element of risk in this expedition is no greater than that of any ocean voyage.
Oh, come now, Captain. You can't honestly expect us to believe that. After all, this is a plan to send ships into uncharted waters without knowing whether there's land on the other side. The risk is huge.
He's right.
Gentlemen, please, listen to me. It's true this will be a risky voyage. I do not deny that. But if you give me 2 ships and good crews, I swear to you, I will succeed in this project and bring glory to all of you.
But, Captain Columbus, we do not care about glory. We are businessmen. What we want is a profitable investment. Glory is fine for dreamers and adventurers, not for men like us.
But you could profit from trade with the Orient.
Yes, we could. And we already do. Oh, yes, we profit greatly. You see, the present trade route to Asia is unreliable, but it still pays. Of course, a direct and secure link with the Orient would be ideal.
But since no such link exists, what's the point in wasting our money on futile efforts to find it? We're far better off doing business as we always have. I'm sorry, Captain Columbus, but we won't invest in your venture.
That's your final decision? You're passing up a great opportunity, and I know that someday you'll regret it.
Gentlemen, please, think again. If this expedition succeeds, it will bring more than mere profits. It will give us access to new lands.
Senor Torres, I think we've heard enough. We've made our decision based on sound business principles, and nothing you can say is going to sway us.
Sound business principles? Is that all you can think of? This is a dangerous time. We must find a new land where
Torres, this is the kind of talk that led the Spanish government to expel you. Everyone here shares your concerns. However, seeking a new land would not be wise.
But we face persecution because we're Jewish.
Jewish?
No, you're wrong. In Genoa, we're free to practice our faith. Genoa is tolerant. So are many of the cities in Italy. I do admit that things are tense in Spain and Portugal.
Tense? What do you mean by that?
In those countries, there are plans afoot to establish a religious inquisition. Members of our faith will be interrogated and deported. And worse.
That's why you must finance this expedition, to find an escape route for our people! If we establish a direct link with Asia, we can make plans for... You're not even listening to me!
We know what you're going to say. You think the Orient could provide a refuge for those fleeing a religious inquisition, but you're mistaken, Torres. Your plan would fail, even if this escape route existed.
It does exist, and Captain Columbus can find it!
You're a fool, Torres.
History will prove me right! Good day to you!
Torres! Torres, where are you going?
Oh, dear me. He's gone. But Captain Columbus is still here. Captain, I'm sure you're very disappointed. But this project of yours simply isn't prudent. Why don't you give it up? We can offer you a ship's command on the tranquil Mediterranean. The pay is good.
Thank you for your kind offer.
You're welcome.
But I'm afraid I have an ocean to cross, gentlemen.
Huh?
You'd better hire someone else. Torres! Torres! There you are.
Columbus, I wasn't frank with you. I hid my background, I'm sorry.
Sorry? You have nothing to be sorry for. You were trying to help others of your faith. I only regret that our plan isn't yet a reality.
No, not yet. But don't give up.
Don't worry, I won't. Torres, farewell. Genoa is where I was born, where I learned to be a sailor. This city holds nothing for me now. Nothing but memories. We're heading home, men, to Portugal!
Heave! Heave!
I will cross the ocean one day.